Konnichiwa minasan and welcome to Shinjuku, central Tokyo, where I just purchased this crazy rundown house. Before renovation starts, I wanted to give you a little house tour of what the most rundown house in central Tokyo looks like before renovation starts. I'll also share why I'm a little bit nervous starting this renovation project and also the future of how this house will look after it's renovated. Because it will be a very beautiful house in about 3-4 months, I think. So here we have the beautiful outside, the gaikan in Japanese. I'm not sure I'm gonna change too much of it. I like this contrast of seeing something ugly and then when you enter the house, you're met with something even more beautiful. So this is a little weird here. We don't have more than 35 square meters on the first floor, but there are 2 doors and a dead rat here on the floor. Maybe that was why I could buy the house so cheap. Who knows? So let's check the house out. Also, this one is pretty beautiful, don't you think? There will be an auction in the comments. Highest bidder gets sent this one. Tadaima! Welcome, welcome! You don't have to take your shoes off, just so you know, because this floor is kind of disgusting. So they kept this British disgusting carpet here, I think. It's been here for about 50 years and you can see how, yeah, it's not really nice. But let's talk about what I'm about to do with this house. One feature I really love is this staircase. It gives a lot of air and also you see the sunlight from the second floor that I will show you in a few minutes. Just come down really nicely here on the first floor. Yeah, you see, it hits right here. So I was thinking to put a lot of like nice mirrors here on the wall everywhere. Combining it with some nice like pine wood, maybe some Douglas fir wood to give this Japandi, Scandinavian Japanese feeling in this house as well. Another idea I really like is to lower the floor on this house as well. Keep the stairs as is, obviously like freshen this up. This wall doesn't really look good right now, but with a mirror here and maybe put in some insulation and stuff, the first step as a granite or like a really beautiful high quality stone, I think this will look incredibly nice, beautiful. Also, one feature I really like is this lamp here as well. Probably Showa, what is the Japanese? Yeah, an old retro lamp. I think that one with a little bit of cleaning and some brush up, it will look really cool. Hopefully I won't demolish that one and destroy that one in the demolition. So in contrast from the staircase, this part here is not really the nicest. It's dark, it's dirty. This kitchen is not a kitchen I want to keep. And you should see the grease up here in the corner here. This is a 50-year-old Japanese. Oh, it's my hand got greased just by touching it. It's called a Sunwave. I'm not gonna keep this one. I'm not gonna keep this one either. This is a Japanese hot water boiler. In older Japanese houses they're used, and we're gonna change this one. I don't like appliances to be seen this visible. I also like to hide range hoods and fridges and freezers as much as you can. Personally, I don't like cabinets and cupboards on top of the kitchen, upper cabinets, upper cupboards, but maybe some open shelves like this. But yeah, that's a big concern for me. I've never really renovated a house that has bad sunlight like here. Flooring, as I said before, will be lowered about 25 centimeters. So that will give us even more ceiling height. Another thing I always do is to smash out some walls. Everything here will go. Maybe we'll put a nice refrigerator there. Kind of a dining table here in the middle. Nice wooden. Needs to be real wood. Flooring is also going to be real wood. Thinking about oak or seranggambatsu, an Indonesian kind of really beautiful wooden floor. I don't like the engineered flooring, so real flooring, tiles, mirrors, make the staircase look beautiful, and then a nice functional Scandinavian kitchen here. You saw me entering the house, right? And being met with like a wall to the right side of you is not really the nicest. So I want to remove this part. So the moment you open the door, you'll be met seeing this beautiful staircase, seeing the sunlight, seeing the mirrors, and then seeing the first step with stones. Makes you feel like, oh, I wanna, yeah. You feel welcome when you enter the house. And that's my image of this house. Another concern for me is insulation, kimitsuse, how airtight the entire house is. And as you see, older Japanese houses, they only have single pane windows. And actually no insulation at all in the floor. So my idea is to maybe put in a secondary window from the inside. They're called the what are innazashi. Innazashi, I think they're called. And you can order them. You just measure the width and the height, and then I go to my local lumber, and then they order it for me, and then I come, and then they gets delivered, and me and my local carpenter Kazuki will install these. There is no insulation whatsoever in the floor, and I just realized that the previous owner left me a lot of gifts. So for example, old Calpis bottles and a bunch of other presents. So these are the pantries for older Japanese houses. They usually have a hatch like this and keep Calpis and other things that you usually keep in a pantry inside here. What I'm about to show you right now is something I always check when looking for houses in Japan. And this is a great way to see if the house is termite eaten or the structure of the house. This is a little bit overkill, but let's do it. Yeah. Every time I'm looking at a house, this is something I always do. I'm trying to check the foundation as well, right? And this is a great way. You see, we have like, what, 80 centimeters down there? So even with a concrete slab, we will still have this crawl space. So this is something I always do even before buying a house, like actually checking the crawl space and see if there are any termites or if there's room to actually lower the floor. So we have about 70, 80 centimeters down to the soil with no insulation and no concrete slab at the moment. So even putting in a concrete slab and then some insulation, we will still have a crawl space of about 50 centimeters. One possibility is also to remove some of the soil, and I did that for my previous project, but the crawl space here looks incredibly fine, I think. No termites, no moisture, it looks like, and that's a very good sign. Let's see how it looks when the entire first floor is demolished. Okay, so you have a pretty good vision of how the first floor is going to look like, with the centerpiece being the kitchen and the staircase. But what about the toilet and the bathroom? This is actually the hardest part with this renovation. So me personally, I love these blue pink tiles and I'm trying to keep them. I am not sure this will be possible or not. We might need to change them, maybe repaint the ceiling. And something that really needs to go is this blue bathtub. Yeah, they haven't changed this one. And this one, this is a monster. I would not want to use this one if I were to stay here. The tiles on the floor, they're not only dirty, but I don't think they look that nice. So one quick fix here is to just put sunoko, Japanese sunoko. Make it really nice, make it clean. Out with this one, out with the boiler. Add a really nice hinoki wooden bathtub that smells like heaven. And then on the floor as well, you add sunoko, Japanese kind of wooden planks. So you will get this nice onsen feeling. I think that itself will look really nice. And the same goes for the toilet right here. These tiles are pretty cool actually. These blue tiles. And they're also pretty clean with a jammed drain there. I don't know why you would have a drain on the floor, on your toilet floor, but that's another question we don't really have to worry about, because I think we might just cover this one up with some new tiles, potentially. I haven't really decided yet. This could be a cool feature if you redo the entire floor, but this one has to go. This is not really convenient as a Swedish 187-meter tall man in Japan. As you can see, there's no wash basin and no place to look yourself in the mirror and make yourself look good. There's no mirror, no semmendai. And my idea is to put that one here. We don't need 2 doors, so just cover this place up and then away with this wall. Put the new bundenband, the new fuse box, maybe in the entrance. And then here is where you do your makeup, you make your hair look good, and you get ready for a day out in Tokyo. So that's it for the first floor, where we're going to create a little bit more of a Scandinavian look of the house. On the second floor, we will keep a lot of these old Japanese details, and I'm really excited to mix Scandinavia with Japan renovation-wise again. Let's have a look. So this is pretty concerning as well. Like, this window it's kind of like let loose from the frame. So that means we have to redo the windows. Obviously, I want to keep them see-through because this is kind of terrible. I love the sunlight, and as you see now, we're getting a lot of nice sunlight from upstairs. But you could also take some sunlight from this place here. And as you see, there's no real neighbor here. You can see what you're doing inside. Anyway, right? Walls here. I'm thinking some nice looking pine tree, or it has to be natural wood, definitely. Here it could be just white paint or maybe some white wallpaper. Maybe some accent wall, maybe on that one. Or even a mirror here. If you would put a mirror there, like the light will kind of reflect really nicely. So upstairs here we have where basically all the light for the first floor enters. And it's through these non-see-through windows. They're also cracked, so changing the entire frame would be ideal and actually put in bigger windows, but that's incredibly costly, so I'm thinking just to change the glass and also put in an inner window here as well to make them kind of double paned. That's a cheaper solution than actually like getting rid of the frame and putting in a new frame. Even though I want to do that, I don't think it's within my budget because that will be thousands and thousands of dollars. And if you open up here, it gets even brighter, right? Looking here, you see how close the neighbor's house is as well. We also have a pretty weird, disgusting old wash basin. Well, look at this. Yeah, one solution would be to put a washing machine here instead of putting it in the kitchen. But I don't see why you want to have it outside. Maybe we will do that. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll have a nice looking table here with 2 chairs where you can drink your morning coffee. Or maybe we'll have a washing machine. That's to be decided. And then we'll come to the western room of the second floor of this Japandi house. So right now we have 4.5 tatami mat sized room with a pretty low ceiling. It's a super Japanese room and it's incredibly dark as well. No electricity right now. And we do have windows, but they are kind of shadowed by the next door house. Traditional Japanese tsuchikabe. Yeah, it's dirty. What's fantastic with this room though is not what's inside of this room, it's what's upstairs here, above us right now. So if this room has about 2.2 meters ceiling height, but in the attic we have about 2.5 meters of dead space. And ripping out the ceiling here, we can actually create a small loft or just keep these beautiful old Japanese beams visible. That means we will have about 4.5 or 5 meter ceiling height here. We might have the problem of like the insulation problem, and it might be cold in the winter and hot in the summer, even though if we keep it like this, Japanese old houses are generally very cold. And having this as a nice design feature of 4.5 or 5 meter ceiling height in an old Japanese room, I think it would look fantastic in pictures, and it would also feel great to just stay here overnight, overlooking these old round pillars in the ceiling, having a nice queen-sized bed here, some nice sheets, saving some old Japanese details in this room, while repainting the walls, making all the surfaces fresh, redo all the electricity. It will feel new, modern, but still like very cool and traditional in some way. And that's what we're trying to achieve in this room. In this room over here, we will keep it as Japanese as we can. Keep the tatami mats, obviously redo them. All the shoji windows here, all these beautiful old shoji windows. This is also a way you can see that a house is straight or not. Because these ones, they roll really nice. They open and they close really nice. And it's a good sign that the house is not tilting. Obviously these ones, we have to change them. I'm thinking about the same way as I did it in the Sangenjaya house, to instead of having like washi and Japanese paper, you see how fragile this is, to put some kind of textile instead. It's more durable and you just basically glue them. That's a fun video coming in a few months. That's just the final DIY work. So we have a lot of demolition and a lot of bigger things to do before that. Tatamis will be brand new, or we just reuse what we have here and just like kind of resurface them. I think it will look fantastic. So at the local tatami guys shop, you can also choose the pattern of these fusumas, and it's incredibly fun. You get a portfolio, and yeah, the same way you choose paint. And they have usually 20, 30, 40 of these different patterns. You can probably do it at the home center too. I just like working with my local community and my local carpenters. And they always give you a special, really nice treatment too. Ceiling will also be kept as is. Now, obviously, it might need some paint, but not really. So this room will probably be kept almost as is. I might even keep this old retro Showa lamp. So that's when you see this house again in a few months, this room won't change that much, and the lamp might even be the same, as well as this sacred space. The tokonoma, with this kind of cool detail in the room. It's not the daikoku bashira, but it's a really cool feature. And here you can have some nice, maybe a bonsai tree or ikebana, some nice cool Japanese details. This room is the most Japanese feature of the house, and the rest will be a mix between Scandinavia and Japan. And I'm very excited to start this renovation. Arigatou gozaimasu! Thank you so much for watching the house tour of my house that's soon to be demolished. I'm very nervous and very excited at the same time to see what's underneath here, and also inside the walls, what's hidden. In the next video we will also have an excavator coming here to help out in this tiny 92 centimeter wide small little road in front of the house. Really excited, and I'm excited for you too as well to follow us on this journey, renovating an old Japanese abandoned house in central Tokyo. See you next week!